leave it to the professionals.
Blessed by Bunchu, blah, blah, blah.
Started off with a bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, yo, set it up.
Surfing on the web and I'm shooting at 3. I've been golden when I got my G. I'm an alien boy from a different planet, yeah. So I got my drink, I'm riding in the 1920s Model T Ford. Call her Era Lord. Call me Levi, playing on the keys, boy. And I'm about to put my gloves on. If I said it, then I meant that. Yeah, I like that one, I'm about to get that. Crash that whip for the drumsticks, whiplash. I'm about to get them all. Are you with that? In a white boat, surrounded by blue. I want one, but I got a cop too. I wanna fly high in the sky, arms out wide, trying to soar from a bird's eye view. I'm on fire, Ricky, Bobby, cracking the pavement, Whitney, Bobby. I'm a Saki bomb, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Bruce Wayne been a dog, and I keep it 101, cause I'm feeling kinda spotty. You sipping on some rock, and I'm sipping on octane. The only thing around my neck is the
Started off with a
blockchain.
bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, yo, set it up.
NFT, Twitter, blockchain. Seeing with the ghosts and we ballin' like the Brown James. Crypto. We can make a trade, get the memo. Reviews not falling for the FOMO. Listening to coffee with Captain. You know we worldwide, they loco. I ain't never gonna stop rapping. Orlando, yeah, we working magic. We rocking Ethereum entities. I just went and caught me a half base. Man, I got a shout out
Started
to
off with a
Claude.
bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, yo, set it up.
Freaking the mood to choose one, but they got knowledge to move, son. I'm shocking in shades with my brother in suits, yeah, them blues is coming. Even though it's hard to pick, eeny, mighty, mo, soda on the mix, no biting lips, it's time to go. Index number 1, no thumbs up, you gotta scroll. Looking at the ghost in studio, it's time to go. I had a helmet on by myself until I met a mask that wanted to have a face off. Had to bring my chainsaw, full tank of gas in the drive with my brakes off. I'm A1, but a different kind of steak sauce.
Welcome to Coffee with Captain, powered by ApeCoin, where we dive into all things crypto, NFTs, Web3, and cutting-edge technology. Remember, nothing here is financial advice. Early-stage tech can be exceptionally volatile and risky. So grab your coffee and join Cap and Steve for today's conversation.
Welcome to the future.
Welcome to Coffee with Captain GM. Thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate y'all being here. If you haven't done so already, do us a favor, drop us a GM in the chat down below. Then head up top, smash that like, repost, and bookmark on today's space. We greatly appreciate it. You'll also find the link to the X video feed pinned up top and here in a second, and the abstract chat. Head over there, join us in the abstract chat. The best GMers drop those GMs in all the chats here to get things warmed up this morning. But appreciate y'all being here. As always, I'm Cap, joined today by special co-host Bunchu. Could not have picked a better day to have Bunchu on here. It just so lined up. Like, I probably would have been talking about AI adjacent or related things 90% of the morning anyway. So we got an expert in the field to join us today. Shout out to Diablito over in the YouTube streets. We got Basu Kev on the X video chat, GM yourself, and Jim to you as well. And congrats on the stage 1 of the reveal. Those Basus started revealing. It's a 3-day process, I believe. And GG to all those who revealed a good one, and congrats to the team for pulling it off. But excited to get into things with a bunch here in a minute. As always, never do financial advice on the show. Crypto's risky, NFTs are risky, meme coins exception risky, and go to zero to moment. So does Sui. The entire blockchain is insanely risky, as there was about $250 million. First, it appeared to be a hack. Now the team is saying it's a bug, and the oracles are off. But nevertheless, it appears about $250 million of liquidity has been sucked out or disappeared from the Sui ecosystem and crashed pretty much everything over there, including, I think I even saw USDC depeg. So not a good morning in the Sui streets. Stay safe and sending our best to anyone impacted by that. Hopefully it resolves here quickly. Let me grab, I think I got one more link to pin up top, and then we'll get rolling here. Yeah, nope, actually we do have it up there, should be live. And I'll go grab Abstract here in a second. Shout out to Be Epic, Teacher Katie, Mesh, Diablito, and one more GMer over there on Abstract. Pingu must be pumping. The Abstract global wallet balance is up. I think I put in join the chat on Abstract, but then I didn't pin it, so we're gonna do it twice. I definitely posted this, so disregard the second post, but I will I'll pin one of the two up top so everyone can head over there if you're looking for that. And for anyone that appreciates a good shoulder pump, got a good one at the gym this morning, so took a little victory lap in the chat with the Get Fit by 45 mission we are on here. With all that being said, we do have no video feed for our guy Bunch this morning, but on the in the co-host seat, GM Bunch, how you doing this morning, sir?
GM, I am excited to be hosting with you today. I have a question. Do you memorize that off the top of the dome every morning and just rattle it off really fast? Are you reading it? I've been so curious about this ever since you started doing the disclaimer, and because I don't think I could do it.
It's a good question. I should probably write it down because I just do it off the dome, and I know it's probably not exactly the same any 2 times I do it. It's slightly
You
varied.
fooled me, man. It sounds exactly the same every morning, and I'm like, does he know this by heart or is he just shooting?
Yeah, no, it's maybe I was an actor in a past life. I don't know. I was watching. What was I watching this morning? Oh, I saw that it was the Pat McAfee interviewing Tom Cruise and just talking about acting. I was like, man, that would be fun. I've always thought like it would be fun to be like a real entertainer, right? You've done the stand-up comedy thing. That's not me. I don't have that quick wit, but I enjoy getting in front of a room. I enjoy entertaining a crowd. I think I've done well. I think our franchise conferences were always well received because I didn't just go up there and read slide decks blindly. I was an MC, and it was always fun to me. So I thought maybe when I retire someday, I'll throw on like a dead mouse mask and go DJ or do something where the kids don't realize I'm becoming an old man. But it would be fun. I think I would enjoy that sort of environment. I'm just not musically talented. I'm not funny enough. So maybe AI can help me get there as like a DJ or something someday, Bunch.
I love it. I'm waking up this morning, which is why I don't have any video in New York City. I was at the Virtuals AI Agents Builders events yesterday, and we got to present Billy in front of a bunch of agent builders and things like that. And so I got to present in front of a room, like you mentioned, and I do the same thing. I'm a ham. So it was basically a 5-minute comedy routine with a tech demo, and it went very well. So it was fun. But so I relate to, getting the energy when you're in front of the room and stuff. It's fun.
This is good. Oh, also real quick, probably someone from the audience. How's the audio sound this morning? Yesterday, my mic was about half volume as everyone else. Are we back to normal? Does Bunchu and myself sound about the same volume today? If anyone, throw us 100 if we sound the same. Throw us a thumbs down if Bunchu sounds significantly louder than myself. Thumbs up. So I'm guessing we sound. Thank you, Dobbins. Appreciate it. I take that as we sound about the same this morning, Bunch. Did you catch that yesterday? Did I sound light to you?
No, I didn't catch that. It wasn't on my end, but I'm glad we sound the same because I'm just kind of doing I forgot my wired sleeves. So I'm doing the talking to the phone instead of the AirPods because I think the AirPods sound worse.
Oh yeah. No, this is, I feel guilty now. I didn't realize you were traveling this week. I asked you to co-host all morning. You graciously agreed. I didn't realize you were a little out of pocket, but I guess kind of
it's actually better because normally I would have this is kid chaos time. So now I'm free in a hotel room to just not be distracted by children. So
nice.
I'm ready to go.
And perfect. I didn't even know about the virtuals thing yesterday, so we can get into that a little bit here. Maybe we'll say that for the 9 o'clock hour as we get into the deeper AI discussion. But
real quick, cold open though. Being in NYC last night, we went out to a bar to watch the Knicks game.
Oh yeah, I bet that was a blast. Well,
it was something because Billy had bet the Pacers money line. So we are
oh boy,
literally sitting in this bar, and the mixed emotions I was having
You're probably the only person in that bar pulling for the Pacers, I'm guessing.
It was, it's kind of, I was trying not to, like, because I'm a Knicks fan, right? So I was like really hoping I was kind of just hoping that it would be close, right? And, if you lose the bet, you live to bet another day, not the end of the world type of thing. So I would have been happy if the Knicks won, of course. And then at some point in the game, I innately had this feeling like I was watching my child lose a sporting event or something. And it was such a weird feeling, but the atmosphere was insane when Halliburton hit that shot at the end and did the Reggie Miller choke sign. It was like the place flipped into a tizzy. I couldn't even describe how it was in this bar. It was insane.
Amazing, by the way. Like, I'm not like I said, I think earlier this week, I was rooting for the Knicks, and I want to see a Knicks Timberwolves finals just because I think it'd just be a better finals. I feel I fully like at the same time, a small market final would be fine as well. So I really don't have a dog in this race, but yeah, I was already like kind of a Tyrese Halliburton fan. Probably one of the few NBA Top Shot moments I have that's still worth something. And one was one of the first like ones that like, it was, true story. It was the rookies. Like I really went after that year. It was Halliburton. It was Ant-Man. Because it was Ball was like the premier rookie. It was one that everyone was going for. It was the most expensive rookie. And I was like, well, I think these other two are just as good, maybe going to be better. And not that Ball's been a bust, but it's played out from like a value of their card standpoint. I think Halliburton and Ant-Man are probably right there with him, if not surpassed him. So I guess I've always been rooting for him since he came into the league. Then he joined the Brody Yacht Club, and the Reggie Miller choke. Like I'm forever so two things happen in the world of sports by one, an individual, and another, a team trolling their respective associations yesterday that made me insta fans. The choke gesture from Halliburton made me maybe a Tyrese and a Pacers fan. And I don't know if you saw the NFL, if you're staying in tune with NFL offseason activities, the Packers petitioned the league and got a vote to basically ban the tush push. And long story short, it didn't pass, so it's still in effect. But yesterday, as the votes are happening, the Philadelphia Eagles, the creators of the tush push, the best tush pushing team in the league, they posted a 26-minute YouTube video of nothing but tush pushes, and basically just trolled the entire league. They were doing some fun stuff on the timeline. So I became an Eagles fan yesterday. I just think it's like whatever. I'm not against rule changes. I just think it is weak AF if you're going to suggest a rule change for something that you're bad at or you can't stop or someone else is better than you. It's just like, that is just the weakest sauce in the I don't care what it is. It's just like, come on, you can't do something as good as another team, so you're trying to get it disallowed. Get out of here. Like, even if you're like, I'm not even saying like maybe they should ban the tush push. I just think it should not be the Packers who got smoked by it. Right. The ones who are like, oh, we don't want this to beat us anymore, so we think it should be banned. It's just, I will root against the Packers. There's also this embedded forever bias. My one trip to Lambeau, Aaron Rodgers treated me like I was not existing. He treated me like I was a transparent human being, and he became like, he's one of the few people who I will say is like an actual asshole. Like he's just not a good human being. He's probably the most egotistical, narcissistic human I've ever met in person. And that meeting occurred in Lambeau after a playoff game that they won. And so ever since then, I've been like, and I know he doesn't even play for the Packers anymore. It's just, it embedded this hatred of the franchise in my brain.
Wow, I didn't have Cap get snubbed by Aaron Rodgers on today's agenda.
I think I've shared this before. I think I've shared this before on the show, so I'll be brief. But it was like I was friends with Jared Cook. Like he was a client of ours. He was like, Jared Cook was on my cell phone bill at the time. Is how close we were.
Oh, and wow.
So like I was going to like it started in St. Louis. I went to a ton of Rams games and like met Todd Gurley when he was a stud of the league and had a lot of cool experiences. Jeremy Mincy, you may or may not heard of. He played for Dallas and then Jacksonville. He's a defensive end. Same relationship. So I like was at a Cowboys game and was on the field, met Tom Brady and Jerry Jones after a game. Like really cool experiences. This experience was a playoff game in Lambeau. Like for a football fan, this is a bucket list item. Going to Lambeau during the playoffs, not just going to a game, in a box, going down under the tunnels afterwards, meeting with the players, like being like, basically like I was part of the friends and family at the game. So really cool experience for a sports fan, right? The Packers didn't lose the game. Aaron Rodgers didn't have a bad game. In fact, he threw for 3 touchdowns in the first half. He threw 3 touchdown passes to Randall Cobb. Actually, this was against your very beloved New York Giants bunch, so I apologize for this. All right, this story was not intended to rub any salt in the wound, but they beat the Giants that day. Rodgers had a huge game, 3 touchdowns the first half to Randall Cobb. After the game, we're in the tunnel. Right, the 4 Lombardi trophies are right behind.
Is that the one with the Hail Mary at halftime?
Yep, exactly that game. I'm there. I was in that end zone. I was in the box in that end zone watching that Hail Mary. So incredible experience. I'm like pumped up, riding on cloud 9. After the game, in the tunnel or like underneath the stadium, talking to Jared Cook, his wife, and Olivia Munn, who was dating Aaron Rodgers at the time. The 3 of us and Jared's kids are having a conversation. Like we're in a group, normal conversation, normal human beings. Like the Lombardi trophies right behind. It's like pretty like cool. I'm not like, I had experienced similar things several times over that year, the years prior. So I wasn't like starstruck. And I also wasn't like foaming at the mouth to meet Aaron Rodgers. He walks out and like, I felt like a normal human being. I was like, hey, Aaron, great game. That's all I said. Great game, Aaron. Kid you not. He looks right through me like I didn't exist, completely ignores me like I said nothing, and goes and starts like talking to Olivia with his back towards me. And I'm like, okay. It was like, and Jared even looked at me like, we're just like, what the fuck, dude? Like it was the rudest thing a human's ever done. And it was like everything. Like at the time, he also had a bad rep for just being an asshole. Like his family wasn't talking to him. Like, well, no wonder this guy is just a giant prick. So anyways, that's my Aaron Rodgers story here on Coffee with Captain.
Wow. I don't even know how we got here, but I'm glad we did.
Almost timed up perfectly for a cold open exit. So now that that's out of the way, we're going to talk all things. We have a lot of, like, this is a big news day today. We've got this SUI news, which is like breaking news happening right now. I saw Mesh in the abstract chat. Man, like, I hope I hope it rebounds for you. Says, you know, my it's going to wreck my SUI bags. B Epic says I am kind of see-through. I am like pretty pasty. That's fair. B Epic, that is fair. I actually am going to, okay, we're gonna stay in cold up in another 2 minutes, Bunch. How unacceptable is it for me? Like I walk, like a bad day for me would be like 12,000 steps a day through my neighborhood. Like I'm that guy in the neighborhood. I walk my Duke everywhere. Like everyone knows Duke. Everyone knows me. They don't know my name. They just know Duke and me. We're big walkers. I don't know if you can see it. I've developed like a pretty crazy farmer's tan. How unacceptable is it to walk my dog with my shirt off?
I'm dying. I mean, I think it's the only way to solve the farmer's tan. So it's a chicken and egg problem. Really.
This is, I have to either walk my dog with my shirt off, or I have to actually like go outside in the sun and just be in the sun. Like I have to like tan.
Yeah, but like who wants to do that?
I guess I could go just like pace in my backyard with my shirt off. Like I'm very impatient. I'm not someone who's going to go like lay in the backyard and tan. I'm not like a big beach guy. I'm not going to like lay out by the pool. So I feel like this is like, I either deal with the farmer's tan or, and that like the middle ground. And this is where I've like done the trade-off is I'll wear like a cutoff tee. I'll wear like a gym tee, like a Gymshark, you know, I don't know what they're called. Like not the wife beaters, but like what is the appropriate name for that? I felt bad even saying that out loud. What do you?
I don't know. Is it a crew tee or something? I don't.
The t-shirt's formerly known as white beaters. Yeah.
Tank top.
Tank top's probably it. Anyways, that's what I've been doing occasionally just to get at least some sun on the arms. But when I take my shirt off, like it, to be Epic's point, it's about as close to being translucent as possible for someone living in the state of Florida.
So look, maybe Aaron Rodgers ain't that bad.
He just missed me. Okay. Anyways, back on Web3 happenings in news. Hope everyone in the SUI streets is fine. B Epic says, "Don't be that guy. Wear one of those sleeveless shirts." Yeah, that is the move. Lambo is a great experience. I agree. Odeka says, "I get it. It is Olivia Munn." Fair. These are all fair points. Maybe he's just not that bad of a guy. I was overestimating my place in the world, but yeah, appreciate the chat. You guys are all off the charts this morning. You're getting me distracted. And Blue, I'm not sure, you said Jeremy is very close friends with him and the family. I'm not sure what this is. I'm burying the lead though this morning, Bunch. So before we get into like real current news, it's Bitcoin Pizza Day. First of all, happy Bitcoin Pizza Day, everyone. Second of all, like Laid Back Dad just called out, have we been lied to this entire time? Did you see this in my post this morning? Did you see the first comment?
No.
Okay, you know the Bitcoin pizza story, right? Like everyone here knows the Bitcoin pizza story.
Yeah, the dude he spent 10,000 Bitcoin to buy 2 pizzas.
Where from though? Where did he buy the pizzas from?
I don't know. I thought it was a local place.
I've always understood it and known it to be Papa John's. I always heard the story as he bought 2 Papa John's pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin.
Oh, I don't know.
So maybe this is a game of telephone. Actually. Like I always thought it was big. I thought in my head, for whatever reason, I thought it was he bought 2 Papa John pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin.
I thought it was a local place because he had to like convince the guy to take the Bitcoin.
So I think you're right. And either this is like I don't know if this is a Mandela effect. I don't know if I've been the only one who thought they were big. I was the only one because Laid Back Dad thought the same thing. They're clearly not Papa John's pizzas. This is my whole point. So maybe this is like, you already knew this. I, for whatever reason, was convinced they were Papa John pizzas. If you look at the picture, they're clearly not Papa John pizzas. The boxes are too large.
Yeah, I see.
There's
no garlic dipping sauce.
That's the clear telltale sign. They're absolutely 100% not Papa John pizzas. There's no garlic dipping sauce. I think it's physically impossible to order Papa John pizzas and not get the garlic dipping sauce and the pepperoncini. So I think I just pronounced that wrong too. Steve, I need a correction in the chat. Am I pronouncing pepperoncini? How do you say it, Bunch?
I wouldn't even try. Sorry. Like same reason.
Steve, we miss you. We are struggling.
I would call it pepperoni is what I would say.
Struggling to pronounce condiments or yeah. See, Steve's saying it was 2 large pizzas at Papa John's. Blue post in the chat. Laszlo paid $10,000 Bitcoin for 2 Papa John pizzas. I'm going to go post this picture. These are not Papa John's pizzas. Like either one of 2 things happened. He did not buy them from Papa John's, or he didn't get a picture. And then like later on, he's like, oh shoot, I better get a picture of this.
Dude, I need to order 2 more pizzas.
These are clearly not Papa John's pizzas. Like maybe it was like a local Papa John's and they're like, we're breaking franchise guidelines and not going to use the Papa John boxes, because I am convinced these are not Papa John pizzas. I'm going to pull up the image just so everyone can see it on stage. I'm 99.9% certain these are not Papa John pizzas. And I'm not I don't eat Papa John's anymore, but I've had, I grew up in a fraternity and every Friday we had pizza day. And, I think we got a deal where like we were getting these Papa John pizzas, like 2 for $5 or something. Definitely not Papa John's, right?
No, they don't look like Papa John's. Well, I mean, this is quite a few years ago, maybe. I mean, these look quite better quality pizzas, to be honest.
Yeah, they're too large. First of all, I don't think Papa John's makes pizzas this large. The boxes aren't Papa John's boxes. And I guess theoretically, maybe there's the garlic sauce hidden underneath the notepad here. Maybe we can't see it in this little corner here. I guess you can't see my cursor on screen. There is, I guess, a slim chance the garlic dipping sauce is out of view here, but I think we've been lied to this whole time. I do not think they were actually Papa John pizzas.
Better ingredients, sound money, Papa John's. That's where the slogan came from.
Sheesh. Yeah, I bet you didn't think we were going to be talking the great Papa John's Bitcoin pizza conspiracy this morning, did you?
Well, do we have a count yet on? I know we hit some Bitcoin all-time highs. The thing I always love seeing on Bitcoin Pizza Day is what those pizzas would cost you today spending 10,000 Bitcoin. Do we have an exact count on that?
Great call.
On the timeline yet?
Great call. I have not seen it. 10,000 Bitcoin now is, what is it?
I don't do public math, so
it's 111,000 Bitcoin. So I'm going to say it's $1.1 billion. Is my math right? 1, 2, 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3 zeros. Yes, $1.1 billion for a couple pizzas.
And no garlic dipping sauce. It's an atrocity, really.
Could you imagine paying $1.1 billion and they short you on the dipping sauce? What a scam. How about that Papa John's franchisee? How do we not know what they did with the Bitcoin? They had to have sold it, right? Because They had to have dumped it.
Totally,
Otherwise,
almost immediately. They probably needed to make the cash register whole.
Yep. They had to sell it. Otherwise, we'd be talking about the first Papa John's franchisee to become a billionaire, right? Like, we would be talking about the franchisee had they not sold it, not Laszlo, if that was
Totally.
the case. So we've got Sweehack, I guess. I don't even know how to pronounce it. That's probably why they got hacked, is they have an SUI, a name that's really hard to pronounce. We've got Bitcoin all-time high, and Bunch, what did I text you this morning?
Oh boy, big news in AI in terms of devices from OpenAI and Jony Ive, and I mean, like, super impactful news. Like, this is we'd heard the rumors that OpenAI was going to be getting into devices, and I think this is as big of a splash as you could possibly make.
True story. I was texting Bunch this morning, and I'm getting it now just thinking about it, Bunch. I am such a nerd. I watched that OpenAI video announcement and got chills.
Well, I mean, you're an Apple fanboy, so this
not only a fanboy, though.
You grew up with this. This was your career.
My entire career, two of them, right? I built two careers. I had two ventures, two exits downstream for Mr. Jony Ive. Like, thus far, prior to AI, I do believe. I mean, you could have a debate whether it was the internet or the iPhone. Where if you're talking hardware, maybe you could say the personal computer. I still believe the iPhone did more for humanity in terms of pushing us forward than did the PC. It's a debate. It's at least those two are the greatest hardware advancements of our lifetime, as far as technological advancements that opened our world up to so much information and really, quite frankly, made this revolution possible, right? Like, this access to information all across the globe. Credit the internet for that. Hardware standpoint, yeah, I guess PCs are fine, but I believe it was the iPhone that changed everything. And yeah, my first career was selling these iPhones. Well, first selling against it when Verizon didn't have it, and then selling the iPhone, and then sold the Verizon stores to go start a repair chain to fix iPhones. This is going to be bigger than I believe. It'll be bigger. This is like, I have no idea what it is. And this is why I get so excited, is I don't even know what form factor it might take. I think like the pendant, that's not it. People are saying maybe it's going to be the glasses. Maybe.
I don't think so,
I don't
though,
either.
because, like, I don't know, the way they describe it in this video is very much like something we've never seen before or thought about, really. And I just don't think that's going to be glasses. We're seeing it all over. Like, Google announced some glasses this week. Meta's kind of already doing the glasses thing. It seems like it must be different than
100%
that.
agreed. I just don't think it's just not Johnny's MO that he's going to go try to create. I don't know. Like, it just, I could see a, like, dropping something completely differently. Also, like, if it's just another glasses wearable, how do you justify a $6 billion price tag, right? Like, I think this has to be something. I'm assuming this is something that we haven't seen yet. Just like, I mean, now we all think of the iPhone like, oh, it's always been here. Like, how would you live without the iPhone? When it launched, but when it launched, it was weird. Like, when it launched, I was a Verizon dealer. 3% of the country had a smartphone. 3%. Think about that. People didn't want the iPhone because it was too big. They wanted to keep their flip phones. Like, it was change that took a little while for it to catch on. And now people are like, how the hell would you live without a smartphone? But it was new. It was completely, like, I shouldn't say completely different, because we had like PDAs and the Palm Pilot, but the iPhone certainly changed the game. And why it changed the game wasn't just the hardware itself. It was the Apple ecosystem. That's what I think is going to be different here. Maybe it is glasses, but it's going to be so integrated, so baked into this OpenAI machine. I think whatever is connected to the hardware device that they bring out, I think that's going to be the game changer. But I truly, like, I don't think it's going to be a pendant. I don't think it's going to be glasses. Maybe it's like a headset. I really don't know. I don't even have a guess as to what this form factor might be of this device, but I'm so geeked out about it. I actually had as I'm walking Duke this morning, had the conscious, like, how do I get in this downstream? How do I participate in this downstream earlier? Because the reality is I was late to smartphones. I was late to not smartphones. I was late to wireless. Like when I started my Verizon business, I was working for Verizon corporate, and then I got wooed and recruited away from Verizon corporate and went and worked for one of the guys that he was a Verizon dealer. He had 40 stores. In 1 year, I helped him grow from 40 to 80 stores. And then I left. But he was at the time, he was, I don't know, he ended up selling his Verizon stores like $40 million. He did very well for himself. He got in that business in like 99. I started franchising in 08. So I was almost 10 years late to like real generational wealth in the Verizon business. Was hit the timing right on the phone repair side, just did not have the 9-figure exit like one of my peers did on the phone repair business. But I digress. This is just like we are pre-launch of this thing. I think there is a range of outcomes, Bunchu, that fast forward 10 years and whatever device that, let me rewind. If you missed the news, I'll pin up top. OpenAI announced they acquired IO, or it's going to merge with IO, which is Jony Ive's company. Jony Ive, the creator, the designer from Apple, from the original iPhone, was Steve Jobs' right-hand man when it came to design. Some would call him the greatest designer of consumer electronics on the planet. And he has an insanely talented team around him. OpenAI acquired this. They've apparently been working on something for 2 years. That yesterday they announced an acquisition or a merger. IO is Johnny's company that's going to merge in with OpenAI, and something is coming. There was like a 10-minute video that it appeared to be Sam Altman and Johnny. A lot of people in the comments saying this looks to be AI. I too think it was AI, and I was like, even cooler. I mean, we've been talking about AI here for 15 minutes, and we haven't even announced the Google drop yesterday, which leapfrogged everyone in the video audio creation. Like, mind-blowing stuff is happening, and I'm more excited about something that hasn't even happened yet. Is this making sense to you, Bunch?
Yeah, well, I mean, the funny thing is, while we're sitting here kind of speculating, the acquisition, $6.5 billion, all stock deal, and OpenAI gets the 50 plus IO engineers and designers that are joining OpenAI, and it says they'll create OpenAI's next generation AI devices going beyond screens. So that's what this says, going beyond screens. So where does that make your mind go? Could it be like, I don't know. Could it be like contacts? Could it be something like that? Could it be like the I don't know if you've watched the new Black Mirror season, but there's that little device that they put on people's like temples and things like that. I truly have no idea what the form factor will be.
Would you do that? I feel weird about. I've seen the Black Mirror. I would feel weird about. I'm all for singularity. If you said, "Hey, take this little pill. It's got a nanobot in it, and it's going to make sure that you never get cancer," where do I sign? I'll take it. Like I'm fine. I'm embracing singularity. I'm not going to try to fight this. It's happening. I don't think there's any fighting it, and I think it's going to. I think there's going to be the haves and the have-nots, and the have-nots are just going to choose to be not tech forward, and probably several of them live a miserable, poor existence. I'll eat the nanobot. I'll take the robot. I don't know how, for some reason, like putting a disc on my temple feels weird to me. I don't know if I would like that. I would take the pill if I couldn't see it, but sticking something on my brain, I don't know. And like the thought of like getting Neuralink also not, it just makes me queasy. Would you put if it's temple?
Yeah,
if it's
I don't know.
it
would certainly take some adapting like mindset change. What about a contact lens? I would do.
I probably would do a contact lens. I wore contacts for like a few months and just got weird with touching my eyeballs. And I could see like close to fine, and now my eyes are fine. So like I don't know. Like if they improve contacts, you didn't have to take them out and clean them every day. If you could like pop a contact in and only like once a month you had to take them out and clean them, I'm game. The daily maintenance seems a little much.
What if it's like a headphone, almost like AirPods that are actually like connected to your device or something, an OpenAI iPhone-ish type device that like keeps it hands-free? Because in that video, he talks about, what would I have to do if I wanted to use ChatGPT right now? And he talks about like all the steps of taking out his phone and opening a browser and then typing it all out, et cetera, et cetera. So like it makes me think maybe it's some sort of like this hybrid listening device, attached to, maybe like an iPhone type of product, something like that.
Yes. I think the headphone for me is probably, that's the easiest. It seems too obvious, right? Like
totally.
I think like,
because Sam describes in this video that like the thing he has showed him is one of the most ambitious things he's ever seen.
I don't think they're describing a new and improved iPod like that. You know what I mean? Like, yes, that I would wear a headphone. Like I wear AirPods all the day. So give me a better version of that. I'm in. That seems like too easy of an answer. It seems like the too obvious. And they're talking about it like it's not that. Also, real quick, we did get clarification. Shout out to Mars. It is not Papa John Pizzas. He did pay 10,000 Bitcoin to a guy on a forum who ordered him 2 Papa John pizzas. The famous photo isn't the real deal. It's just a commemorative pic. The more you know, brought to you by ENS. Tomorrow, we're going to do the real Bitcoin pizza story. The picture is a fake.
Wow. Well, I mean, incredible detective work by the crew here.
I'm proud of myself. Actually, Laid Back Dad. Shout out to Laid Back Dad. Hat tip for the assist this morning. We hacked it here. You heard it here first on Coffee with Captain. The Bitcoin pizza photo, it's a farce. He did actually buy the Bitcoin pizzas. It wasn't direct. He paid someone else on a forum to order them for him. So basically, the whole thing is a lie. He had someone else. He sent someone 10,000 Bitcoin. That person picked up the phone, ordered Papa John pizza with his fucking credit card, shipped him to John. This whole thing is a lie.
The more you know tomorrow is going to be very salacious.
We're blowing up the Bitcoin pizza story. We're exposing it here. I'm gonna hit up Profits after the show. We need a whole Web3 expose on the Bitcoin pizza story. We've been hoodwinking the is that a bad word?
I don't think so. I mean, if it is, I don't know.
Sorry if it is. God, I really do rely on Steve for more than I was aware of. He's my filter sometimes, or correction after.
This is very much like no parents, no rules version of Coffee with Captain.
Payne in the chat says bionic eyeballs.
Oh damn.
Related, not. I'm sorry for pitting out this morning. I don't know what is going on. I told you I got chills and now I'm sweating based on my excitement over this unknown device that is coming. We're gonna have Snacks join us here in a second to really get into this Bitcoin pizza story. Before we go to Snacks, though, kind of related to the bionic eyeballs, kind of related, I believe, very much so related to this OpenAI merger with OI. Did you see this purchase of $135 million of WorldCoin, which is WorldCoin, if you're not familiar?
Oh, these things got to be connected, right?
Have to be connected.
Could they?
Have to be connected. Like so WorldCoin, if you're not familiar, created by Sam Altman. It was the one where there was the orb. Like you could go scan your eyeball and you got like down 90% today. It's probably like $1.70 worth of WorldCoin airdrop to you for giving them your eyeball scan. These have these orbs everywhere. They targeted third world countries, got a lot of eyeballs. WorldCoin went up. Now it's down 90%. Yesterday, AI16Z and Bain bought $135 million of WorldCoin at its down 90% from its all-time highs. You can't convince me that is not connected to the news. Maybe it's pure speculation and they don't know anything other than like they're just speculating on it. I doubt it. I don't think you make a $135 billion bet or $1 billion bet on pure speculation. I think they are absolutely connected. I don't know what it's going to lead to, but my guess is whatever device they're building is going to have WorldCoin baked into it pretty heavily from the jump.
Yeah, I mean, they just seem too coincidental to not possibly be related. And it also goes to bionic eyeballs and the contact lens thing, potentially interesting, huh? Yep.
I think there's definitely something there. But we're going to come back to all things AI and WorldCoin and new revolutionary devices and the Google news, which really took over the timeline yesterday. Like, what a day of announcements on the AI front. But before we go there, we are going to spend a little more time on Bitcoin Pizza Day. Snacks, GM, welcome to the stage. Not to burst your bubble, but did you catch our discovery, our our breaking news here this morning on Coffee with Captain, the expose on the Bitcoin pizza guy.
GM, no, I woke up only recently. We've been burning the pizza at both ends here at PizzaDAO. Tell me.
So I posted this morning, Happy Bitcoin Pizza Day. Not thinking of it, I posted the iconic picture. And one of the comments in the chat was from Laid Back Dad, who says that something to the effect like, that's not a Papa John pizza. And he said, Grok agrees. And it made me think, and I looked at it, I got to put up here on stage. I'm 99.9% certain these are not Papa John pizzas. They're too large. The boxes don't match. The telltale sign is there's no garlic dipping sauce. There's no pepperoncinis or cinis or however you pronounce that word. So they're not Papa John's pizzas. I'm nearly certain of this. Then Mars in the chat says, people say, no, it's always been Papa John pizzas. Mars in the chat says, you're correct. These are not Papa John pizzas. This wasn't even the real pizzas. What Mars is saying is John, pictured here, sent 10,000 Bitcoin to someone else on a forum. That person then ordered him Papa John pizzas. He ate his pizzas, didn't take a picture. This picture that is now the iconic picture was a commemorative photo to celebrate that purchase, but they weren't actually, the pictures is not a real picture. It's a commemorative picture. They're not Papa John pizzas. And we found out this morning, he actually didn't buy the Papa John pizzas with the 10,000 Bitcoin. He just sent it to someone else on a forum. Is this, am I bursting your bubble this morning here on Bitcoin Pizza Day?
The Bitcoin Pizza Day Truthers movement starts here. It starts now, everyone. We are not going to rest until the truth is known worldwide.
It's like we got flat earthers and we got Bitcoin Pizza Day deniers. I'm now on the Bitcoin Pizza Day denier camp.
So, okay. What I do know 100% is that he did post on a forum. It did take him 4 days to get his pizza. He did not buy it directly from the pizzeria. He sent 10,000 Bitcoin, Laszlo did, to this guy, Jeremy. And then this guy, Jeremy, bought the pizza for him. And I believe that it was from Papa John's, but I believe that, yes, that this was a commemorative photo. It's not like fresh in my mind, but now that you say it, it feels. And look, you've analyzed this photo. You sound like a Papa John's expert. You looked for the garlic sauce. You didn't find it. So it is possible that in the iconic photo, there is no Papa John's, even though Papa John's was the actual pizza consumed.
Limit says he called the store and asked if he could pay and was told no, but an employee accepted the payment and paid with cash. Here's who we need to track down.
Wait, that's not what happened.
I don't think that's what happened either. I think what happened was what you said. He sent it to someone else on a forum. That person accepted it, then called the store, bought the pizza with a credit card, had it delivered. Because if it actually happened, I think we will be talking about the Papa John's franchisee today. Or if it was an employee, we'd be talking about that employee today who became a billionaire for selling a pizza. Like, anyways.
So it was this guy, Jeremy Sturdivant, and he says he just sold it and went traveling. And this is kind of a theme that we've been leaning into at PizzaDAO this year, which is that, we've got layer 1s, we've got layer 2s, we even had layer 3s like a few months ago, but people are layer 0. And even in the famous Laszlo transaction, there was a person between Laszlo and the pizzeria. And people are what give crypto value because we're the ones who are trading it with each other. This is a peer-to-peer revolution.
Yeah, great point. And we can talk about tech as much as we want. We can talk about decentralization as much as we want. At the end of the day, this enables more interaction, communication, transactions amongst people. And yeah, I'm trying to have fun with it this morning, giving it a hard time. But at the end of the day, what he was able to procure a couple of pizzas using Bitcoin. And I don't know, maybe if he doesn't do that, maybe things play out differently. Maybe the narrative never takes hold. Maybe things. So like it is an iconic day, a memorable day in Bitcoin history. And if you're not familiar with PizzaDAO, I pinned a post up top from Snax. Go check that out. And Snax, tell us, we've got pizza parties taking place all across the globe today. Give us the high level overview of what's happening today. And for those who might be listening in that want to catch a pizza party today, is it still too late? Is they still have time? Is it too late? And if it's not too late, what do they need to do, or where should they go to catch the local pizza party today?
So if you are in New Zealand or Southeast Asia, it may be too late. But anywhere else in the world, there's still a pizza party happening, likely within 30 minutes of your house. I pinned actually the map. It looks insane. There are 420 cities having parties today across over 100 countries. You can find your local party at globalpizza.party or at map.pizzadao.xyz, which is kind of fun. You like zoom in, and we have it right. You can zoom in all the way to the actual location. But this is happening all over the world, and we're just really excited. The photos are already rolling in, and we even have a live stream that you can watch. It's been going since 11 p.m. last night, and you can watch it all day, and it will have footage from all over the world. It's super fun.
I love it. You know what's next? I've never asked. I've been familiar with Bitcoin Pizza Day since really entering the space. I've been familiar with your efforts and PizzaDAO probably since 2021, if I'm guessing correct, if I'm remembering correctly. How did it get started, or where does PizzaDAO get its funding? Is it all purely donations? Did you do an art sale or something at one point? How does PizzaDAO pull all this off?
So we have an NFT. It actually is still minting. If anyone wants to mint a rare pizza at rarepizzas.com, they're minting for 0.08. They're about 5,000 left, and we minted about half of them in 2021, which was our initial funding. And we did that from the Clubhouse artist community, who 314 signed up to do individual toppings for this NFT. It is the most overcomplicated pizza NFT you could possibly imagine. 4K renders that take 30 to 60 minutes, real time on demand. And so we took that initial funding, and it was pretty crazy because we came out of Clubhouse, right? And so February 18th is really like when we kind of started. And I was talking about this PizzaDAO thing a lot, but the community really formed on February 18th to make this NFT together. 1 month later, on March 15th, we opened our sales. We raised about 300 ETH. And then 2 months after that, on May 22nd, 2021, we actually distributed over $300,000 worth of pizza, buying it directly from pizzerias because it was COVID, and so we couldn't throw parties. Then 22, we started throwing parties. We had about 50. 23, we had about 100. 24, we had a little more than 200. And this year, we're at 420.
Incredible. How, first of all, I appreciate all that you do. I believe, I've been active in Web3. I can't really say full-time, but for all intents and purposes, full-time since January of 2021. Every day, I'll say. Maybe not full-time. I've done other things, but I've been here every day since 2021. And I still believe to this day that part of the magic here is the great people of Web3. The magic that happens when you connect these people. Yeah, we all live in this online club that's X or Clubhouse back in the day, Discord. We've built these digital relationships, but I still personally, my biggest unlocks have come at conferences, there's in real life meetups, a pizza party, and we're able to take a casual friendship into a real relationship with these meetups. So first of all, I really appreciate leading this charge and all that you, and I see we got Saucy on stage here. Greatly appreciate all that you do for the space at large. What does the future look like for PizzaDAO? Is this, I wouldn't imagine an NFT mint could sustain it forever, but in my head, I hope we see these pizza parties every year on this day. Have you thought through what does PizzaDAO look like 10 years from now? How does this initiative continue on, I guess?
Yeah. So I didn't finish the story about our funding, actually. So we funded ourselves with our NFT for years, and we still have some money in the treasury that's coming from the NFT and remains from the NFT, but we've mostly transitioned to a sponsor model. And now the largest companies in the space, you see Base is backing us in a big way this year. You see Stand With Crypto behind us. You see actually over 20 chains, and countless other projects. I would say hundreds, if not thousands of projects have contributed to Pizza Day because everyone just loves to do it. It is just pure, simple pizza party fun. But PizzaDAO 10 years from now. Okay, so I read that actually I watched the movie with Michael Keaton, the wonderful McDonald's movie called The Founder, a few too many times. And we've always wanted to tokenize pizzerias here at PizzaDAO. But we're going to start by tokenizing pizzeria properties. And the way we're going to do that is that each one of these parties that we're doing, all 420 of these events, are opportunities for local communities to build trust, both with each other and with their local pizzerias. In fact, this year we're asking pizzerias to do a cowabunga discount. And we actually have a bunch of pizzerias giving like 10% discounts now. If you say the word cowabunga, you can onboard your local pizzeria to this discount campaign. This is brief sidebar. I'll say people have asked for utility, and like discounts at pizzerias, right? Every NFT collection around pizza, every meme coin around pizza has promised this utility for years, and they don't deliver. It's because it's massively complicated to integrate with the fragmented POS landscape, right? Massively complicated. And it's mostly a training issue. It's actually employee training, which is the hardest part of, any business. And so we realized that instead of building a bunch of tech and a bunch of code dispensers and a bunch of token gating things, we would just try to make the cowabunga discount trend.
Love it.
So that, okay. But where does PizzaDAO go from here? We are going to own pizzerias. We're going to own pizzeria properties. And we are going to do that in partnership with these local PizzaDAO communities and pizzerias all over the world.
So, Snax, I was not planning on going here this morning. I'm just going to spit this out in real time, so this may not land. I live in the Tampa, Florida area. Been down here almost 5 years now. I come from the Midwest. This is going to be a controversial statement. The Midwest has the best pizza in the U.S. If you're a fan of thin crust, like cracker crust style thin crust pizza, the Midwest is undefeated. It's not floppy like New York. It's a little crispier than New York style pizza. I prefer the little squares versus the big slices. Long story short, this pizza that I love does not exist in the Tampa area. Just doesn't. They make shitty pizza down here. It's mind blowing. For as many tourists and people are down here, like, I kid you not, I put in the local Facebook forum, my little town, like, where's the best thin crust pizza? And I kid you not, the number one recommendation was freaking Domino's. No offense to Domino's. They probably support you as well, but it's just not good pizza.
No, they don't. We are actually
screw Domino's.
Staunch. We are staunch independent partners. We don't partner with the big chains. And that's because we're very impressed by their pizza. Not by their pizza, by their tech. This is what we always say. They have Domino's especially.
The
tech is amazing. The pizza, it leaves something to be desired.
Exactly. Good tech, bad pizza. So one thing
I have an idea. So there are Snack. How many pizza places did you say you guys are partnered with?
Well, we are ordering pizza today from, I would say, well over 500 pizzerias because many cities are doing the whole sampler pack. New York, for instance, we're spending $10,000 on pizza. So we will be getting pizza from every pizzeria you could imagine within a certain radius of our menu.
Bunchu, how glad are you that you're in New York today?
Oh, dude, I was just thinking, I'm going to step outside and find myself some Bitcoin pizza locations. Hell yeah. Because the question before you asked, Cap, if I heard you right, were you asking about, like, do these pizza shops, are they actually taking Bitcoin as payment? Is that what your question was?
No, I wasn't going to ask that, but go ahead.
Well, so it's funny. At this Virtuals demo day yesterday, there was an agent, and it is called Byte. And
we know these guys.
Yeah, I was good, dude. I was going to ask you if you knew the Byte guys because I feel like this is a match made in heaven. They basically have the ability to have a food ordering agent right in the Coinbase wallet, and like literally you can use it in the chat app of the Coinbase wallet. And I was like, oh, this would be like a partnership and made in heaven.
They're actually ordering the pizza, of course, for the San Francisco party with Byte this year.
Amazing. Okay, cool. I'm glad that I thought about that because I was like, man, this would be really cool if they weren't doing this. So that's awesome to hear.
I love it. So, like, we got bad pizza in the Tampa area. My entire life, I just earlier was talking about my two career ventures, my two ventures and exits have both been in small box retail. I've been having this itch to get back in the space. It's crazy. Like, I'm a psychopath for wanting to get it back into small box retail and deal with, especially now, like mostly Zoomer employees. So like I'm talking myself out of doing something. There's been a few concepts I've been exploring. Admittedly speaking, pizza has not been one of them. My question for you, you're going to own pizzerias, you're going to tokenize it. The other concept where I'm trying to talk myself out of not going back into small box retail is rather I kid you not. I want to. There's several that are attempting to do this, but I think there's a massive opportunity in tokenizing real estate. So you just throw out tokenizing these pizzerias. I think we need to find a way. Like maybe we connect offline. How do I launch this pizzeria chain on chain in the Tampa market? And this might be you get to scratch all my itches at once.
Yeah, I mean, we fully believe that everything is coming on chain, but I think real estate is going to be one of those things that is. Look, people already know what a REIT is. It's a very comfortable investment instrument for people all over the world. So going from a REIT to just something that's an on-chain REIT, pretty simple. And that's why we decided that was much easier than tokenizing the businesses to start.
Yep.
But I'll tell you or anyone else in the space who is considering going into the pizza industry, we can give you such a huge leg up at PizzaDAO. If you go to the World Pizza Champions website, guess whose logo is right at the top? PizzaDAO. If you go to any pizzeria, like we are starting to build relationships with some of the best pizzerias in the whole world. So, and there is, it's a small community, right? And we know these people, and we have shown respect to, our pizza godfathers over time. And we are so excited.
So let me rewind. How did this come to be? Like, are you passionate about pizza? Was it your Bitcoin, this Bitcoin pizza story just resonated? Like, how did you start on this mission? Because like, this doesn't just happen. Like, I'm going to show the world, like, how did you even make this connection with the elite pizzeria, the World Pizza Champions? Like, this has got to be more than just, oh, you're a Bitcoin maxi, and so this makes sense to throw an annual party. Like, do you come from like a line of pizzerias? Like what's your background and how did this come to be?
Okay, so am I a Bitcoin maxi? No, I love all chains, but I did buy Bitcoin at $20. So I love Bitcoin. I really, really love Bitcoin. And Bitcoin Pizza Day, as an early Bitcoiner, this is literally the best marketing campaign for Bitcoin I could possibly imagine. If I'm being totally honest, I think, because it's so fun. It's just, and it tells the story. You don't even have to tell. All you have to say is this guy paid 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas. And people get the entire narrative. You don't even have to say anything else. They just start thinking, oh my gosh, maybe I should hold some Bitcoin. So that, I don't make the same mistake that this guy made. And so that's one thing. But where did PizzaDAO really come from? And it came from my community. I live in South Philly. I run a 20,000 person Facebook group called South Philly. I know all my local businesses. And over COVID, I saw them struggle a lot. I saw them fail, and I just saw the neighborhood getting torn apart. And I saw this as a mismatch with incentives where the lines of credit and the ways that these small businesses are organized don't actually reflect the neighborhood's investment in that business. Like, what is the value of an amazing coffee shop or pizzeria or any type of business right in your neighborhood? And this is what I was thinking about. Like, this is what actually makes my neighborhood worth living in. So how do we make it so that the neighborhood is invested in these businesses? And I would go on and on Clubhouse about on-chain accounting systems so they could be compliant and tokenized and do all this stuff, and people would kind of glaze over. And eventually I started just talking about PizzaDAO, which is basically the same concept, just in a pizza box.
It really is pretty incredible. And I don't know. I did not see this playing out today. This was not on my bingo card. But Diabolito drops in the chat, Calzones with Captain, new evening show. Bunchu, I came here to talk AI today. I'm going to leave. I think I'm going to be an owner of a pizza franchise in like a few days. What do you have a name yet? Is it going to be called Rare Pizzas? What do you envision? And is it, will it be all under one brand or just how are you envisioning this chain of pizza stores? I'm dead serious, by the way. There's a greater than 50% chance I own a pizza shop in the next year.
Oh my, I'm so excited. Man, Kat, we have a lot to talk about. Okay, so chain-wise, we don't want to have like a front-facing brand. We want, because the way we think about it is, it's maybe easier to open like 10 or 100 chain restaurants, right? But if you want to go to 1,000 pizzerias within the PizzaDAO network, it's easier if we incubate independence. So we think of ourselves as infrastructure. It's like a powered by PizzaDAO type of thing, or like a PizzaDAO sticker in the window, like Zach.
I love it.
And we would back whatever your brand was, and we'll connect you to the most, the best suppliers, the smartest pizza guys, the best pizza consultants, the best branding people. We'll promote you with PizzaDAO. We'll do the cowabunga discount. We'll help you on socials, right? We'll give you literally cheap. The first pizzerias that open with PizzaDAO, this is gonna be white glove, right? And we do that. Why do we do that? Because we really think that infra is the way, and independent pizzerias make the best pizza.
They do. Yep. I mentioned the Midwest pizza. I'm getting some flack in the abstract chat. Pinstripe Gator says, dude, you must be high. No comment. Connecticut is the best for thin crispy crust. I disagree. I have had Connecticut pizza. I've had good Connecticut pizza. It's not all pizza in the Midwest. It's select local independents. Like a chain that's good thin pizza would be Donato's. Is really good thin crust pizza based out of the Midwest. It's iconic from Columbus, Ohio. It's if you've had Donato's pizza, you know what I'm talking about. Good thin crust pizza, but it's not the greatest. There's a local independent pizzeria. It's a pizzeria and brewery. I think they have 2 or 3 locations in Southern Indiana called Taroni's. And it's literally been voted the best pizza in the world. I'm not making this up. There's a guy that wrote a pizza book. Actually, I need to connect you with him, Snax. Wrote a pizza book, tasted like 10,000 pizzas, and called this Taroni's Pizza in Evansville, Indiana, the best pizza in the world. So it's not just me saying this. It is literal pizza experts saying it's the best pizza in the world. I just happen to agree with the experts that it's the best pizza in the world. I've lived down here for 5 years, and I was like, we need to bring a Taroni's or something like a Troni's in this market. I didn't think I was going to be doing it on chain or as part of Bitcoin Pizza Day, but book it right now. May 22nd, 2026 will be our grand opening for Rare Pizzas here in Tampa, Florida.
Let's go. And I got to you about Midwest pizza because like Detroit style pizza is also having a big moment today. And the pizza you're talking about is kind of like, it's the Chicago pizza that's actually the good Chicago pizza, right? Because like
no, Chicago pizza is like lasagna. I will fudge Chicago pizza all day. That's not what I'm talking about. Like I'm talking about,
I know.
It's crispy.
That's what I'm saying. People think that Chicago pizza is like that deep dish style, but that's like kind of like a pie. It's like not actually good. The real style that the Midwest, that Chicago, that Indiana, it is that thin crust bar pie style.
Yep.
And it is great. Speaking of New Haven in Connecticut, though, we do have a party happening in New Haven. We're ordering pizza from all of the most famous pizzerias in New Haven. Although I will say the party host wasn't going to order from Sally's. I don't know what he has against Sally's. And I had to get in that Telegram chat and tell him, man, you are ordering from Sally's.
I can't believe I got into crypto to open a pizza shop, but here we are. Not only am I going to open a pizza shop in Tampa next Pizza Day, so a year from today, we'll pull the open sign on our first pizza shop. Like I'm crazy enough to do this. Like I've done similar things in the past. I mentioned my first Verizon stores. I quit my job, my cushy 6-figure corporate job on October 31st, bought 3 stores on November 16th and pulled the open sign on November 17th. Like it was an insane flip, but I just made a decision and did it. I'm going to do the same thing with this pizza shop. Not only am I going to open a pizza shop, I think I've already sold your first franchise, our first franchise location. Do you have any PizzaDAO parties in Billings, Montana by chance?
We did last year. 3 people came.
I probably shouldn't have said that. I apologize for doxing Bob's on the screen here. I'm going to apologize. I'm apologize in advance. I probably am saying too much, but Bob actually, that phone repair business was one of our top franchisees. It's still in that business, I do believe. And he says, I'm not going to lie. I've always wanted to get into a pizza shop. I inquired with Papa Murphy's and tried to buy local spots. So, okay, he says docs away. So yeah, incredible franchisee in the small box retail arena in the Billings, Bozeman, that great Sky Country, big Sky Country, and got into like VFriends. He got his kids started with the VFriends vending machines, and once again the pizza business. So yeah, Bob and I are we're in. Like if someone else doesn't do this, you just got 2 franchisees, 2 people who've been in the franchise business for, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years, really excited about opening up local pizza shops. So well done today.
Let's go. And Bob, I have an offer for you. Actually, we can do each other a favor here because we really wanted to have a party in Montana and there's still time. So get my DMs. Basically, we have $625 for you to spend on pizza.
It's amazing.
You can just go to a pizzeria.
Do it, Bob. Throw a party at your repair shop this evening. Throw a PizzaDAO party at your repair shop. Order some Boca pizzas, and my job here is done.
Sample the competition.
This might be the most effective.
We can do a survey.
This might be the most effective guest we've ever had on Coffee with Captain. We were making moves in real time here this morning. Snacks. This has inspired a lot of conversation. Bunchu, I apologize. You came here to talk AI, and you got caught in the
I'm
pizza
here for the pizza talk. Pizza is my favorite food. I always say that it would be. I'm very boring, but it would be my last meal if I were ever on death row. Would be a good piece, a good whole pie. That would be my death row meal. So I am here for the pizza talk.
Same. I'll be even more boring. My death row meal would be a thin crust cheese pizza, well done. Just cheese. I don't want to eat any toppings. Just give me a great cheese pizza.
Same. I'm a purist. Same thing. And I don't even need the garlic dipping sauce.
Nope. Just give me the pure cheese pizza, and I'm a happy man.
So this is an important opportunity, actually, to onboard you both officially into the DAO. The way that we onboard into the DAO is we learn the favorite pizza topping, which sounds like it's cheese for both of you. And then we ask what your favorite mafia movie is.
I mean, I feel like the chalk is Godfather. So let me think about it. Because my brain goes Godfather, but that's got to be the chalk.
I'm going Goodfellas.
Goodfellas
nice.
Is the better answer. Yeah, I think Goodfellas is the better answer.
Okay, we've got two Goodfellas here. Okay,
or maybe Bronx Tale. I like the Bronx Tale. I don't know if that qualifies as a mafia movie.
No, definitely does.
All right,
so
but give me Bronx
Tale. That would make you Cheese De Niro.
Yes.
And Cap, I think you'll be Cheese Pesci.
Perfect. I'm in.
I'm shaped more like Pesci, so maybe that's more fitting.
You want to swap?
Yeah, I wouldn't do Cap dirty like that. I'm shaped like, and my name's Joe, so I'll be Cheese Pesci, and Cap, you can be De Niro.
And this is how we name everybody in PizzaDAO. We have all sorts of silly names like Alpha Chicken, and actually Al Pacino are really the name. We have Alpha Cheese now.
That's the move right there. That is.
We now have Pepperoni Corleone the Fifth because we got lazy.
All I know is I'm probably going to spend the rest of my day.
I was actually going to ask how you get involved in the DAO if you are not currently a part of it, and it sounds like all I need to do is watch mob movies and basically live my life how I do now.
Yeah, pretty much. Most people are PizzaDAO members. They just haven't figured it out yet. All you need to do is like pizza, like crypto, like mob movies. Really pick two of the three. You're in.
Yeah, I did not see this coming, but Calzones with Captain is going to be the new afternoon show, and I'm going to break the news to some people in my family that we're going to be pizza shop tours here in the very near future. Jed, GM, what brought you up? Are you converting the steakhouse to a pizza shop?
I am not, but I was curious. Does it have to be a new build to be part of the network? Because I have a few friends that all have pizzerias that I could probably definitely get interested in this.
It doesn't have to be a new build. We just want the curiosity and the desire to tokenize at some point. Even just being part of the network is enough for now, and they can start by offering a cowabunga discount. If they want to be more involved in the DAO, we even are going to be shipping out stickers soon, like Zagat style, right? So it can be like a PizzaDAO seal of approval. I'm really proud of this. This year, the Detroit team went crazy. They got a quote from the mayor's office, first of all, about like the future of innovation in Detroit and hosting this pizza party with PizzaDAO. They also got all of the best pizzerias in Detroit. Like I'm talking, Michigan and Trumbull and Jets and Buddies, and Jets is more of a chain, but still good. Buddies and it's like Cosme's is really good, and Como's is really good. And they got Molto Benny stickers up in all of these famous pizzerias. They put together a POEP scavenger hunt. So this is how we slowly build relationships with all of the best pizzerias on earth, and it's a grassroots effort.
Nick, I'm going to ask your top 3 pizza spots in Tampa, because I've yet to find a good one. I don't live in Tampa proper, so maybe just my suburb sucks. But I'm dead serious. I'm giddy about this. Like hearing you describe like what you're building with PizzaDAO and this network of independent pizzerias. I kid you not, it's almost identical to how we rolled up the phone repair industry. I mentioned I sold my Verizon store, started a phone repair brand, started franchising there before. Like I ultimately would merge with the largest competitor in the space, and then we would scale that to become the market leader, and we sold to a large insurance company. before we merged with the market leader, our objective was to join forces with, tell me if this sounds familiar, a bunch of independent phone repair shops to bring them discounts and economies of scale and buying power and create this independent network of phone repair operators all across the country, and to be able to provide better customer experience, better services, and ultimately save those independent owners, driving business, save them money, et cetera, et cetera. It ultimately, that space, that industry ended up being, it ultimately rolled up, and there was now, two major brands, two large franchise players. But this idea of independents joining forces to better compete with the Domino's, the Pizza Huts of the world, these big chains that have competitive advantage due to their scale. Like, there's really something here. And I can't believe I've never thought about it before, but like, I'm probably going to spend a good amount of time today studying the pizza retail industry, because just thinking about it, it's the first time I've ever thought about this in my life. It seems like there potentially is like a big opportunity to disrupt that space, because there are these entrenched incumbents, I feel, that are the national brands, that they kind of suck. And most of us would probably agree that the independents are far better, but they fight this competitive battle that they just simply can't compete on the economies of scale standpoint with these large players who just have more buying power. And I think you really could help a lot of these independent pizzeria shops, no?
Yeah, absolutely. And this isn't a new idea for the pizza industry, right? The independents have been talking for years about ganging up so they can compete on these economies of scale and tech. Tech is just really hard for an independent shop to build, and they try and they spend tons of money on it. And if you go to the pizza expos, the POS system it's so fragmented. This industry, it's crazy.
It's everywhere. It's fragmented everywhere. But and this is like literally coming to me in real time. What happens when you start integrating on-chain technology? They could have their independent point of sale systems. Like what blockchain tech does is it could still be the mesh. It could be the connective tissue amongst all of them, allow them to participate, allow them to offer these discounts, track everything. And if they want to stay on their own independent point of sale system, they could.
Exactly. And the DAO system, the tokenized system, the community-owned network is uniquely suited to enabling networks of independents to align incentives. We could sneeze. If you took all the independent pizzerias just in the United States, they could sneeze and fund their own open source point of sale system.
They could, absolutely. You could build some proprietary stuff pretty quickly, I think, with that kind of scale. We're going to go to Saucy next. This is a real problem, though, because here I am on this whole like get fit by 45 mission, and it's scary the amount of pizzas I would consume. If I own a pizza shop,
join me on the Get Fat by 45 mission.
That's where we're
well on the way.
That's what's happening. If I own a pizza shop, like the amount of pizza I would consume on a daily, weekly basis is a little scary. Like I already have like pizza. People have Taco Tuesday. I have pizza Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Like I am a bear, like the local, like again, bad pizza in the area. I'm not knocking them. It just happens to be the best in my area. The best, my go-to pizza shop is Jets. It is a chain. I apologize. It's just the best thin crust pizza here. I get the thin crust cheese, well done, multiple times a week. Not an exaggeration. Multiple times a week I order this. So much so, I shared this story about this old man, Frank, who my dog Duke has become friends with, and we talk to him every day on our walks. The first time we went and talked to Frank, he referenced me carrying Jets pizza. Like I walk to Jets with my dog. Duke is a celebrity at Jets. Like I carry a Jets pizza. Like I'm gonna hurt their feelings when I open a competing pizza shop to Jets here in this area. Like I just this is causing all kinds of feelings this morning. I didn't think I was going to go this route, but I don't know what it's going to do for my health if I actually like. There's going to have to be some sort of like self-exclusion. Like there's going to have to be some checks and balances here to prevent me from eating pizza on a daily basis. Saucy, get in here. GM, I know you're very involved in that Philly market, the PizzaDAO, and always great to hear from you. Welcome up.
GM. Global Pizza Party Day is here. I mean, we work all year for this. If you ever also had pizza at any of the NFT conferences or crypto conferences, that probably was funded by us also. I just think I came up to support Snax, but he's killing it as usual. It was so funny because I'm on the global Zoom downstairs, and then I heard his voice, and I thought it was from that, and I came upstairs and I had you guys on my phone because I listen every day. I was like, where is he coming from? I just wanted to say that it's funny, like people are so passionate about pizza, and a lot of it is based on memories of being a kid. Like that's probably where you got, your Ohio pizza, growing up having that, and now that's why it's your favorite. And that nobody is ever sad to see pizza coming. When you see it at the conferences and stuff, people are like over the moon trying to get a slice and share a slice and recommend and talk about their favorite topping, and everybody's happy to see it and to share pizza. So I just wanted to say, please make sure you get out to a pizza place today. Snacks, what is the link for the map?
Globalpizza.party or map.pizzadao.xyz. The map's really fun. You can literally zoom into the actual address of any party on Earth.
There's probably a party near you. And
if there's not, reach out to Snacks
today.
Yeah, if there's not a party near you, reach out to Snacks, reach out to the PizzaDAO, and it sounds like potentially there's still time to host one. If not time this year, definitely get one set up for next year if you would like to participate.
I'm very serious about the Montana party. Please remind me, Cap F is space. I'm going to DM that person. We are going to, at the very least, buy pizza for a few, for like half the population of Montanans. I bet you can get 10 people to this party. Yeah, no. I mean, you guys can do your thing. If you need if you need any intro or anything, I would be happy to connect you. But I'll vouch for Bob. Bob Strick 1 is the handle, and obviously he's listening to you, Snacks, here on stage. And he says, "Effing getting me hyped to open up a pizza shop." Like, I'm not kidding. I'll speak for Bob. There's a greater than 50% chance that not just one of us, but both of us opens a pizza shop in partnership with PizzaDAO within the next year. I'm geeked. Let's go.
So thanks.
And we will connect you. I'm telling you, we know the best people, like the best consultants in the industry, the best books to read, best Excel packages that help you to do all your inventory and payroll and everything. Like we are ready.
But Bunchu, I'm not Italian enough. I might need a partner, someone who can actually make the pizza, but I will be glad to set up and fund the operation. This is just, I'm going to be honest. I've been very familiar with PizzaDAO, very familiar with Bitcoin Pizza Day. Don't take this as offense. I had no idea what you were actually building, what the real vision and dreams and plans were for PizzaDAO. So I know we had you on today to talk specifically about Pizza Day, but I truly thanks for all that you're doing. And I'm pumped. I'm excited to get involved. And I don't know, 50-50 chance if it's coin flip, but yeah, maybe we're working together at a much closer capacity and helping accomplish those grand visions. Because hearing you describe the vision, it's just like in my head, I'm playing back to 2012 and what we saw play out in the phone repair business. And to your point, like this isn't a new concept amongst these independent pizzerias, but I actually do believe that it's something like blockchain tech done well by passionate individuals could be what's been the missing sauce, pun intended, for to be those larger chains. So exciting. Video's back, I think.
I was just saying, Cap, we're tying this full circle. You said at the beginning of the show you would like to be an actor or a performer. You said your pizza making skills are maybe not up to par, but here's what I think. You open the pizza shop, you start a reality show that follows your journey with opening the pizza shop with PizzaDAO and your journey to become the best pizza place in Tampa, Florida. And we call it Toss Boss, and it just follows you around trying to learn how to make pizza and PizzaDAO. What do you think?
I'm game. I mean, we've got Toss Boss, we've got Captain Crust, we've got
Captain Crust is good.
Tampa has rubbish za for sure, though. Yeah, it's bad. It is not good here. I'm still waiting for the good recommendations. Mushroom Marino in the pizza Discord. Bizarro Pizza is a recommendation. Best place to open a pizza shop is right across the street from the existing pizza shop. I like him though. It's good. Maybe like I don't know. Maybe I'll do. I don't know. I'm definitely going to explore this for sure though, and I need a good name. I kind of like Rare Pizza. Rare Pizza kind of slaps, I think. So if anyone has a great pizza
Totally
name,
slaps.
let me know. The pizzeria shop. What should we call this thing? And I saw we had a few other people jump up on stage. Chris, Jeff, did you have a Pizza Day question for Snax? If not, we'll come.
Did.
Okay, go ahead. GM,
Absolutely.
always a pleasure.
So the first time I heard of PizzaDAO was at NFTLA 22, and I heard like so much talk about this. Like it was all about pizza. I was tripping out because they're talking so much about pizza. But fast forward to this year in 2025, we did a really small NFTLA at the Super Chief Gallery, and there was a pizza guy out front he had just started his pizza shop. And he used to be like a yacht chef. Like he would just travel around the world for rich people and just cook, like just make all this amazing, gourmet food and everything. And then he decided to just like roll it all up into this little like niche, I don't know, this really, really cool pizza spot. And we're telling him, I mean, obviously we're talking to him about NFTs and Web3 and all that stuff. How do I plug that guy in with you guys? Because that, like, guy already literally sat there out in front of NFTLA in downtown LA for 4 days. But my guess is he's not plugged in.
Yeah, all he has to do is join the Discord, tell us he runs a pizzeria, and we will give him rockstar treatment.
Beautiful. Oh, and Cap, whenever you need me to film the trailer, I'll see you there.
Let's do it.
Florida.
Let's do it. In game. I saw we had Jeff come up too. Jeff, did you have a Pizza Day question or comment?
Yeah, no, just excited to be at BTC Vegas. Love the Pizza Day. It's a big time for Bitcoiners. Just curious if anybody else is going to be at the conference starting Monday or Tuesday.
I'm most likely not doing BTV Vegas. I've seen a few people on the timeline heading out or already out there. Snax, I assume, is there a Bitcoin pizza party in Vegas this week or today?
We're all hands on deck for Pizza Day, so we kind of chose not to do a bunch of conference events because, as many of you know, we do 2 to 4 conference events a month all year, and we chose to just stay laser focused on Pizza Day. I mean, going from 200 cities to 400 is a lot, so we are just focused on that. We might miracle some pizza. We have this pizzafaucet.xyz DApp now that makes it really easy for PizzaDAO representatives all over the world to just miracle pizza to different parties and events. And I think we'll do a little bit of that, but we will not have like the flagship PizzaDAO event that everyone is to at Bitcoin Vegas. We will have one at NFT NYC. We will have one at ECC. We'll have one at almost any other major conference you can think of.
Love it. Yeah. Enjoy Vegas, Jeff. Good luck out there. If anyone is in Vegas or heading out to BTC Vegas, maybe connect with Jeff, let him know in the chat. And Snax, is there anything we kept you far longer than I thought? I know it's an insanely busy day for you. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for pizza pilling me. And I actually thought I was going to come on this show. And by the end of the show, I would be putting together a business plan on how I'm going to open the retail stores to sell whatever device that Jony Ive and Sam Altman are going to be selling in the near future. Instead, I'm going away from consumer electronics and just going to be opening pizza shops. But Snax, anything we didn't ask you that you're hoping to share today? Anything we didn't get to on PizzaDAO or Pizza Day?
No, I mean, I think I just want everyone here to attend their local party. And what we see is that even if you're in a small town, right, and you maybe you don't even know anybody who's in crypto there, but the act of bringing together even like 5-10 people who care about this ecosystem over time, it is incredible because 5 years in, we have seen the ripple effects of these gatherings, and it is massive. Companies and huge organizations and friendships that have formed all over the world, and all you got to do is have a slice of pizza together. We say, eat a pie, and maybe you see eye to eye about more things afterward. We have all sorts of aphorisms with PizzaDAO. But yeah, go out there, everybody. globalpizza.party. Find your local event. If you don't have one, come to our Discord. we will fund you to get pizza if there's not an event near you. That's a promise. If you hit the Discord, like, we got you.
I love it. Girl in the Verse says, I'm going to one in Montreal. Over 100 people registered. Enjoy. Brickadall says, all the work is done. Here's your playbook. In 2000, the shop opened. Now they franchise. Thin diamond crust cut imported ingredients. Completely awesome. So yeah, I am. If anyone wants to join this pizza venture with me, hit me up in the chat and we will see what comes of this. But Snax, thanks again so much for all you do for the space at large, for the PizzaDAO community, for Pizza Day, and one of the great ones. Great we've connected, and apparently it looks like we're going to be talking more here in the very near future. So I'll let you get through this day and let the dust settle a little bit, but then I'm probably going to be picking your brain here in the very near future.
Cap, thank you so much for having us on. You're an inspiration. You know, at PizzaDAO, we really believe that you put in a little work every day and you see big results. And I think that's exactly what you do here. So consistent, so impressive, an inspiration. Love tuning in and glad to be a guest. Honored.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the kind words, and pleasure's all mine. So thanks again. Really appreciate it. And Bunchu, I apologize. I did not think we'd talk pizza for an hour, but here we are. And at least you get some good pizza out of it in New York City today, sounds like.
If there was anything I'd rather be talking about than AI, it's pizza. So I'm down.
That said, we probably should get to some of this AI news because it was actually, let's do a proper intro here. Kind of an extended segment today, but let's do a quick AI with Bunchu kickoff, and then we'll get into all things AI.
Tune in now, it's fire brain time. Hot topics and thoughts so prime. Hit that play, no need to mind. Feel the heat in every rhyme. Fire brain, ignite the night. Fire brain, we're burning bright.
Did we lose Cap or me?
At least lost Cap on Spaces.
Here's 5 minutes of me talking about pizza.
Let me go get on StreamYard real quick.
The dead air. Hey, back,
Mobile
Cap?
stream drop ran long. My apologies.
There you go.
Steve, where are you? No, kid. Big news in the world of AI here over the last 24 hours. Where do you want to start? Do we expand more on the OpenAI IO rather, Jony Ive conversation? Do we start with Google and is it VO3? Am I pronouncing that right?
I mean, I think like the whole week is a crazy week in AI news. Last week, it's funny, when I was talking to you guys last week, it felt I was coming into that segment, I felt like with light news, like it seemed like calm before the storm, and this week it's storm. So we started this week with the Google I/O events, and it felt like, you know, Google came out and really flexed on everybody finally, of like, you know, we'd been talking for the last, I don't know, 6-8 months about who's going to win the AI race and where's Google, and it kind of felt like they were behind, and that has totally changed in the last, I would even say, 3 months, 90 days, with the release of their Gemini 2.5 model and all this stuff, and now all of these crazy products that they're building, and it actually kind of started last week with, you know, OpenAI releasing their coding agent, Codex, right? And that was kind of like this asynchronous, autonomous coding agent you can use on ChatGPT platform, and it will basically, you know, you can start coding tasks and leave, and it will create things for you that you can come back and review and build. And so that kind of kicked it all off last week. And then Google comes out with all of these huge releases at Google I/O, one being their own version of kind of what ChatGPT did with Codex called Jules. they had to like shut it down because people were overflowing trying to use it right after they announced it. So I think it's back up now, but they had to like take it down for a couple days. The VO video stuff, there's kind of like this new creator workflow that they've created and are launching. So Google had just crazy news. They kind of felt like they came out and said, you know, hey, don't forget we're Google, right? Like, and they're able to really, really utilize all this data and different modalities that they have to train these models, and they are super impressive all of a sudden. Like, if you look at Polymarket, they have markets on. What's that?
I got the Polymarket pulled up right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, like they came out of nowhere in the last like 2 months of you know, you could bet who's going to have the best AI models at the end of the month, like at the end of the year, etc. And now Google's like all the way up top. And I think OpenAI's last time I looked, they were at like 3% by the end of the year, which I think is just a crazy kind of like mindset shift.
It's wild. So I've got the chart pulled up here. And I mean, there's almost $3 million of volume a month.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's like a real.
Yeah,
that's a real market.
A little over a month ago, 5 weeks ago, OpenAI was in the lead to be the best AI model by the end of the May. OpenAI was at 37%, Google at 32%, XAI at 20%, and Anthropic at 3%. Today, Google has shot up to 91%, Anthropic 5%, XAI 3%, OpenAI 1% by the end of May. Now, if you go to
crazy.
It's crazy. If you go to the end of June, Google still has a dominant lead at 59%, OpenAI at 18%, XAI at 11%, Anthropic at 5%, and then
wait, what's the Anthropic one by May?
By May, Anthropic is 1.3%.
Yeah, that might not be a bad little flyer, because so where I was getting at was we had Google I/O, and then yesterday, obviously, you got the big news from OpenAI regarding the devices, and today at like 12:30 Eastern or 1 o'clock Eastern, I think, is Anthropic Day, and they are putting on 3 or 4 different live streams with updates. And some people are saying we might get to see Claude 4 or Claude 4 Opus, and like I've heard some crazy rumors about just like the asynchronous working time of whatever this new Opus model might be. So I don't know, it might be worth the 1% flyer bet for you, Cap.
Did you just give us some alpha? Like, should we just be trading leading into their announcement days? Is it that simple? Like, they're like, I can't imagine these companies are going to announce something that's backwards, right? They're always going to continue to leapfrog each other every announcement to some degree. And like, 2 days ago, Anthropic was at 1%. Now it's at 5%. Like, it's probably going to be greater than 5%.
Later, I bet you it bounced. I bet you could sell that ticket for much higher than you bought it.
Yeah, you don't have to hold it to the end of the month. Yeah, you buy it for 5. You buy it for 1% yesterday. You sell it for 10% today. You just 10x. Like, is this like? I don't know. Maybe I'm sure it's not this easy, but yeah, like knowing these.
I mean, it kind of is. Who's paying attention to these markets, right? Like, they're kind of inefficient, right? Mm-hmm. So if you are paying attention, you probably have an edge, right? Like, but I mean, totally. So again, like, don't sleep on whatever the heck is going to come out today by Claude, because they are the ones that, you know, I would say 3 months ago were the darlings with 3.5 and 3.7, and they were like everybody's using them for code, and you know, it now feels like they are the ones that have been slowing down. And so I think we're going to see something interesting today from Claude in the next couple hours here. So they've got 4 live streams coming up over the course of the day, I think starting at 12:30.
Yeah, what a time to be alive, man. I know we keep saying this, but it seems like maybe every day is probably an exaggeration. This week, it's going to be multiple days in the week. We're seeing some like major leaps, major advancements in this tech. Before we talk about what Anthropic may release today, do we want to dive back to what Google dropped yesterday?
Yeah, so I mean, the new video. Hold on, I'm just trying to grab a bookmark of all the things that Google did launch. So Google the other day we forgot about like the Microsoft stuff. Did you see Microsoft Build? That was actually first.
No, this is new to me. I didn't even know there was a Microsoft announcement this week.
So Microsoft Build happened earlier this week too, and that was like Satya Nadella came out, and all they talked about was agents, and they're open sourcing like VS Code, which is what kind of Cursor or the coding agents are cloned off of. So they're open sourcing that. They are building an MCP, that model context protocol for agents to be able to use Windows operating system, which is crazy, right? So now, okay, think about an agent that can operate Windows through tools. That's a pretty big unlock. And I think the big thing with that, like they were leaning into, is this idea of kind of agentic web, Google agentic web, talking about that as well. And this idea of like the MCP stuff, this model context protocol, which if you're not familiar, like from a tech standpoint, it's kind of like an API that an agent can use very cleanly, right? It's like an easy way to think of it is it's like, okay, imagine you have a software or a data source, and it's like all the tools are in a closet, and you give an agent a way to open the closet and then pick what tool they want from it, right? So it's quickly becoming, so this was released by Anthropic, gosh, I don't know, maybe 6-8 months ago now, and it was like really quiet. Nobody really adopted it out of the gate. It seemed like it wasn't a big thing. And then I would say maybe 45 days ago, it just started like catching fire. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody was making these MCP servers. And now it's kind of like being talked about by, so I listened to this podcast with the CTO of Microsoft yesterday, and he's talking about it like it's as big for agents as like HTTP protocol is for the internet, right? And so they're like super leaning into this. And if that's the case, and this becomes like the standard, people are going, you're going to get agents that have access to just tons of tools and data and all this stuff. And I think like the more and more we're seeing from stuff with Google expanding context window, I think they launched or announced the 10 million token context window, which is like, I mean, crazy to think about. So I think the current limitations on like a ChatGPT are 200,000 tokens, which is a lot, right? Like, so a token you can think of as, I would say 70%, 75% of whatever the token context window equates to like words, right? So a 200,000 context window would be like 170,000 words, for example. And this has to do with like, how much any of these models can like remember in context at one time. And so when you think about expanding that to 10 million or a billion or a trillion, which is kind of what we're seeing here, is like every 2 years, like we're getting this power law of context window, that you're now leading to this exponential growth of like what these models and agents will be able to kind of remember and very quickly retrieve. And so like you can easily see a world in which like you get to a billion token window, and that's like everything you've ever read, right? Like, or everything you've ever looked at on the internet. And Sam Altman talks about how this is going to lead to like the ultimate assistant that remembers every single thing about your life and knows every single thing about your life. And so what's crazy about that and how they connect is like you give something like this massive context window, and then you give it access to tools like access to your email or your calendar or your photos or your whatever. And now all of a sudden you've got this thing that knows everything about you or the thing you are trying to accomplish. And so, I mean, we just truly are in this crazy exponential growth curve that I'm very certain like 95% 5% of the world has no idea is actually happening right under their nose.
And when you say like it's here. Like I shared a
Yes.
like
Yeah, we're not talking theoretical. Like it's getting better every day, but it's here now. Like you can do incredible things now.
I shared the story with you, a personal story.
I was just
Not
gonna say, are
even
you gonna tell that story? Because you should tell that.
Not
story.
even exaggeration. AI, ChatGPT. I would say it saved me 20 hours of work this week, but the reality is I would have never done the manual work. It was a very tedious, lengthy task. The only way to pull the data I wanted was to go into a personal account of mine, so my own login credentials. It wasn't public information. You had to log into a site with my password, my user ID, pull my data, and like click thousands of times to get it all. Like it wasn't in one spot. You couldn't export it. You basically had to go in. I'm talking about my best ball drafts. You're going to my Underdogs account, and you just couldn't get the data I wanted.
So let's tell the full story though, because I think the evolution to even be able to do the thing was interesting, right? So like you said last week, you're like, okay, hey, I've been using O3 and it's been great. And recently I've had less results from it. And you were kind of getting frustrated. And then you texted me yesterday and you're like, hey, I'm trying to do this thing. I don't get why it's not working. And I immediately said, hey, this is probably a better job for a different type of model. And I pointed you at the ChatGPT operator, which you had not heard of or used, correct? Prior to this?
It was my first time using operator. And if you're not familiar, I'll explain what I believe it is, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. It's basically operator is an agent that will go out and basically get on your computer and access the internet, do things that you want it to do, but like on your actual like doing it with my credentials. Like it was logged into my account, not just going out and finding something on the public internet. It was operating as if it was me logged in, doing all my stuff. And it went out and it did these tasks. Like I said, for me to do manually, I'm going to estimate it about 20 hours. It did the entire thing in minutes. Like in a few minutes, it went and like, it's hard for me to even grasp how it could do it that fast. I think what I say, it was 20,000 data points. Is that right? Do you remember?
Yeah, I think that's right.
So it had to go get 20,000 data points from 251 different spots, 20 data points inside of 251 different things, clicking through all this. And it did it in minutes. And it really was like oh shit, this stuff is here now. Like, this is like,
now imagine when it remembers.
Yeah, this is like
did for you and can do it for you again anytime you ask.
And stuff that's far more important than my average personal ADP of my best ball draft. Like something that's, like I said, I wouldn't have spent the time
that like matters in the world, like
exactly,
cancer or something,
Right. So that was when people say, "Oh, this is going to help people, cure cancer faster, or come up with cures faster, or create new medicine." Like. Yeah, like if it, like it's going to allow an average human, tech savvy or not, to become, I think, like to say 10 times more efficient is a vast understatement. I think it's closer to 100 or
it's like 100.
Yeah, right?
Oh yeah, I think so. I mean, you can do anything on demand. And I think like the crazy thing will be there's this debate going on right now of like, oh, does AI make people dumber in terms of like, does it make you lazy, or how are people going to learn and things like that? And I think it's the same. This is I think a thing we already happens in the world where like people have agency and curiosity, and some people have less of that. And it's going to be the same here. If you have agency and curiosity, you are going to feel like a superhuman. And if you don't, you're going to feel like you're left behind. And I think that's going to happen at an accelerated rate. So I'm just like yelling at everybody I know from the rooftops of like, play with this stuff, understand what's happening, try it for something personal, like a best ball draft that you are interested in, right? It doesn't have to be rocket science. It's like a personal task you're interested in, but just try it and your mind will be blown. And then all of a sudden, like, you can't stop thinking about all the possibilities of everything you've ever wanted to do in your life, and like how it's literally right in front of you.
Well, I mean, for example, we had this conversation about these pizzerias, these independent pizza shops, and how it's hard for them to compete with these larger chains. Well, just experiencing what I experienced that saved me 20 hours on something that's probably pointless for most people. That same superpower, like that's what it is. It's like using this tech right now. It's like it's giving you the limitless pill. Not everyone's going to take the limitless pill if they had it. Some people wouldn't want the superpower. Some people want to just live life their own way and not embrace the new tech. Fine, like they don't have to, but just know that's who you're competing against. It'd be like playing a physical sport. Everyone else is juiced up on steroids and you don't even work out. Like really is I think 100x or greater is the efficiency gains you can realize. And it's not going to happen just immediately. It's not going to be on every task. But man, I've never been more convinced than I am right now, and it's increasing every day, that people who aren't embracing this tech, how, like you said, there's going to be haves and have-nots, and I think that gap is just going to widen very, very fast.
And there's going to be haves and have-nots, not because of availability or accessibility or cost. Choice. It's going to be haves or have-nots because of choice, right? Like that they either like there's going to be resistance to the stuff. You see it already, right? Like in a lot of different ways. We were talking about it this morning of like, the Sam Altman video having potentially some AI generated stuff in it. It's like, okay, and right, why is that a bad thing? That is literally the thing that they do. So I know there's going to be haves and have-nots, but I don't think it's going to be a cost or accessibility thing. Maybe in some ways, right? Which is why open source is super important, because that means there truly won't be this barrier of entry to people if at some point. But I think, you have to be thinking about it and playing with it and using it. And it starts with like literally just talking to ChatGPT about something. It's just so powerful already. And it just kind of blows my mind at how fast these things are going. So like you said, with Google this week, they released something called agent mode in the Gemini app, which lets you delegate planning tasks to Gemini to get stuff done. They released their new Video 3 model, which obviously is the talk of the town. It's like one-shotting these incredible things. It's also like multimodal. So it's not just the video, it's sound, it's all of that kind of stuff. It's really cool. Google has released Jules, which is that coding agent that I talked about. They just introduced the new AI filmmaking tool called Flow, which is custom designed for Google's most advanced models, which is obviously VO, Imagen, and Gemini. And it can take clips from prompts and build them into scenes, and then save all of your like ingredients and components. And then they launched they announced, I don't know if they launched it live, the Project Astra live capabilities, this was the thing they teased a while back, which was kind of like the ChatGPT vision thing that we were talking about last week. So you can do live search with video, back and forth, multimodal voice, and then a new image model, Imagine 4, and Deep Think, which is an enhanced reasoning model in 2.5 Pro. Like this is all the stuff that they just announced on Monday. And it really felt like this was like a Google flex moment. It's not worth passing over to that OpenAI just hired the Instacart CEO. She came over to lead product at OpenAI. So like you're now starting to see, I think, all of these labs move into not only like advancing the models, but now building products around them and apps around them to really showcase kind of this functionality and tool calling that we keep talking about.
I mean, not to mention like just the talent alone. When's the last time you saw a CEO leave a boom? Like Instacart's it's down. So they IPO'd 23. I thought it was last year, but it's 2023. At their peak, they were $39 billion. Valuation dropped significantly during its IPO. It landed around $10 billion. I don't know what it's at today, but multi-billion dollars. So it says valuation was reported to be around $9 billion at the end of last year. So you have a CEO of a $9 billion organization leaving to go manage product somewhere. Like we were talking about, Jony and the talent he has at his team at IO, and then now they're part of it. Like, just when so many extremely talented people start working, like you just start seeing this convergence of all these talented people, like something's happening, right? Like you don't just see CEOs walk away from their billion-dollar corporations to go run product somewhere else.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I just think it's like such an incredible opportunity, even for like the individual, and just to increase your own skill and capabilities to do things. And I think there's like this massive opportunity right now. It's like a gold rush, right? There's inefficiencies that are going to pop up everywhere because this new tech can solve old problems, right? Like, and there's going to be a massive disruption in so many markets for people, or even just learning this skill and offering it to others who are trying to learn, right? Like, there's just so much opportunity now if you're paying attention.
Yeah, there really is. And in addition to paying attention, just I can't stress enough, just start using it. Pinstripe Gator in the abstract test says it's really incredible. I didn't do much until a couple months ago, and now I chat GPT everything. Got a lot to learn, but it's crazy even just on a basic level. That story I just shared about saving 20 hours or doing something that would have taken me 20 hours. If I wasn't in chat GPT every day, if I wasn't using it on a daily basis, I don't even think to do this, because it would have just been in my brain. It would have been a near impossible task, an insurmountable task. Like, the return would not have been worth me spending 20 hours on, like, for like a nice to have, not necessarily, but just like a nice to have piece of data I wanted, I was curious about. No chance I'm going to spend 20 hours in my pet. But because I'm in chat GPT every day, and I had this thought, I wonder if it could pull this data for me. And I tried and it couldn't. And I asked Bunch, he said, oh, this looks like Operator might work for you. I wasn't familiar with Operator. Now I am, and my mind was blown. I don't get to that point if I'm not in chat GPT every day. I don't even think about pulling this data that I had it pull for me, because my brain it just wasn't even open to being a possibility.
Dude, that is the thing I'm trying to get at, right? When I say like, just pay attention and like learn about the tools and use them. It's because like that is the problem. Is we go into chat GPT and it's something you use every day. It was staring you in the face. You didn't know it was there, right? Like, like you didn't even know it was a possibility. And it's sitting there right in front of you as like this thing you can use daily. And most people, like, the problem is there's so much going on and so fast, and the average person only knows, chat GPT and what's presented. Like, they don't even touch the model drop down, and when they do, they see 7 models that all have different weird names that they have no idea what does anything. And so it's really impossible to keep up with this fire hose of news. But you just have to try to play with everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just view it like, you don't have to view it as like your research assistant or a PhD. Just view it as a toy right now. Just go play with it. I can't stress that enough. Don't try to figure it out. Like, I probably use it for
that's why I use it on something personal, right? Yep. Like, because that's the things you're interested in. It feels like a toy.
Yep. I probably use it for about 1% of what its capabilities are today. But I'd sure as heck rather be playing with this, starting to educate myself, learning that 1% now, than waiting, 5 years and start to figure it out. I'm like the boomer that works for you, that you work for, that you're showing them how to convert a Word doc to a PDF, right? Like, I do not want to be that guy. And I'm of an older generation to where if I don't start playing with this technology now, I have a grave concern that 5-10 years from now, maybe the UI is just so intuitive it doesn't matter and anyone can just pick it up and go. I don't know if that's going to be the case. This stuff there's so much. It's so complex. Even the models alone, I still don't know what I should use all these models for. I don't know what's best for each one, but I'm learning. Now I know if I need to do something that's involving, like, go log into my bank account and do this report for me, I'm going to use Operator for that instead of 03 or 4.5. Like, it's there's so much to learn. I think the only way to even begin to learn what's coming is to just start playing with it now, start experimenting with it, start having some fun, and don't like overthink it. Don't try to make it. Don't try to become the Chat GPT expert. Just get in there, use it daily.
Yeah, from Von Frunten in the War Room, he says, "I don't have a company without AI. I would have had to fold months ago." And I mean, yeah, there's just so many different ways you can use this, and that it's so beneficial for people who are solo and and trying to build a business without fundraising and all of that stuff. And like you now have, like you said, Cap, it may not even be a 10x, it might be a 100x capability across like a ton of different disciplines, whatever you're curious about, right? Or whatever you need, or whatever, for me, like whatever I'm not good at, right? Like that's the way I use it a lot, is I know what I'm very good at and I know what I'm not good at. And what I am not good at, I use this stuff for, because it is better than me. And so yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I approach it, but it's just happening so fast. And like this week is just in general a fire hose of new AI stuff, and it's just exponential. It's kind of like mind-boggling, the curve that it's going on, right? And like, this, I've heard we've talked about like the 5 stages that OpenAI defines as like the road to AGI, and we're now at like, I think, level 3 of that, which is agents. And so we've been saying 2025 is the year of agents, and we're seeing that play out now with coding agents and operator computer use stuff, all of these things, MCP being able to give these models tool calls to, and then they can reason very well over data, all of that stuff. And the next version is what they're calling innovators. So like that is kind of, I saw somebody describe it from OpenAI as like human in the loop, kind of creative, like the ability for these models to be creative rather than just instructional, right? And creative with the human, which I'm really curious to see kind of how that plays out. But I have a feeling that all stems off of increased context window, right? Like the context is king and data is king in all of these scenarios, right? Like you give it good prompts with good examples, with good context, and it feels like magic, So I'm really curious to kind of see where it all goes from here.
Same. I am like I'm really like geeked out, curious, like geeked out, excited, and I'm a tech nerd. I'm a futurist. I'm a technologist. I told you this morning, Ray Kurzweil was right. Singularity is near, and not everyone's going to be on board with it. And I think we're already starting to see that. And it's just, I think it's going to happen I think it's going to happen really fast. Also, glad to hear Johnny says the rabbit and Humane made bad products. I do not think this is the future form factor. I don't want a little box or pendant. So I'm glad that.
No, you don't need to carry around another one. Like you have one already. For the iPhone is it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just seemed completely unnecessary. So glad that that's not the way they're heading. Blue, dropping some alpha in the chat today. GM, always a pleasure to hear from you. I know there's a few great points you called out or info links you've shared in the chat. Feel free to hit on any of those or take it wherever you'd like.
Hey, GM guys, loving the show. And Cap, I can't wait for your pizza place to open up, because Florida definitely needs a captain's pizza place. Like I'm ready. I'm here for it. But have you guys heard of? Did you guys hear about the researchers who secretly released like massive unauthorized AI, like persuasion agents on Reddit?
Ooh, I did not.
No, I haven't, but please.
Oh my
super
goodness. Okay, so scientists released like over 600 agents that impersonated being real people. And so it was like a person that impersonated a Black person that was opposed to like Black Lives Matter. There was a person that spoke about domestic violence in women's shelters. There was like a lot of different niche topics that these AI agents were impersonating to be. And these people were having side conversations. They were talking to them like they were friends, kind of like how we all talk to each other. And they found out 6 months later that these were AI agents. And the AI agents were able to persuade the individuals on Reddit over 50% than regular marketing and an actual human.
I buy that 100%. I think these models are already capable of crazy persuasion, and they're going to keep getting better at it. Like, I think what we see on the ChatGPTs, the Geminis, the Claudes, they're all like super guardrailed to not be as persuasive as they possibly could be. But I think that is 100% like a risk that people are going to need to be aware of. I mean, even with our little Twitter agent, I have seen people go back and forth with it, not realizing that it's AI, and they have an entire sports debate with the thing. And then somebody else comes in and goes, dude, you just argued with a robot for 10 minutes. And so I believe this. I think it's already, like, these models are already capable of crazy persuasion. We just like don't get to see it because we use it through these guardrail things.
Boy, I'm already bracing myself for the next presidential election cycle, and the amount of people on Facebook specifically that are going to be manipulated by bots. It's going to be, I mean, records are already being broken in advance. Blue, go ahead and get back in here.
No, they didn't even want to apologize. Like, the scientists who released these agents didn't think it was a problem. And the Reddit community and some other industries, they are looking to sue these scientists. They later came out like 2 weeks ago and apologized, kind of.
What did they say was like their?
They were just like.
Did they say what their motive was, or why they did it? Like what
they said they wanted to see if people knew that these were AI agents due to the technology that they've been able to take on personalities, where we're handling like level 2 ChatGPTs, and the government and the things that we don't have access to, they're like on level 100.
Oh yeah, assume anything we see is like 12 months late on like what you've already, like they already have access to, probably way more, right? Like, and it's interesting. I feel like, this is going to be a real thing where it's funny though, because we talked 2 weeks ago on what are the top 25 use cases people are doing for AI right now. And like number 2 was companionship. So you run into this like weird, like juxtaposition of persuasive versus companion, right? And it's like, okay, if the motive of whoever built that agent is not in your best interest, then it could tip on the scale of persuasion. But people are interested in talking to these things as companions very clearly. Like we saw companionship and therapy as 2 of the biggest use cases. So like there's a potential problem there if you don't have like implicit trust of whomever is providing you this thing, or even worse yet, like you won't know when the person has bad intentions because it's going to have that persuasive capability.
I got this article pulled up. It is kind of wild. The one thing I find interesting, they say it was an unauthorized large-scale experiment. Who authorized? I mean, I don't know if there's a governing body that authorizes large-scale experiments on the internet, but anyways, it is pretty wild. It's linked up, pinned up top if you want to read the whole article. But yeah, this was, and it says, the bots, like went so deep as to like they researched the person who they were having the discussion with and tailored their answers to them by guessing the person's gender, age, ethnicity, location, and political orientation as inferred from their posting history using another LLM. Like, yeah, singularity is near.
But I mean, like, look, like we are in the Web3 crypto space where people unfortunately get socially engineered every single day. This is the same thing that happens to people in crypto with humans, right? Like you get socially engineered out of your seed phrase or to click a link or whatever. Now imagine this on a 1000x scale with somebody with bad intentions using a bot like this to try to get to because then it's at that point it's a numbers game, right? To try to get to 1 million people instead of 1,000 people. So yeah,
better.
there's a real risk.
I mean, the average scammer is just going to be better. I mean, that's like, I'd like to think I can identify most social engineering attempts, at least today, by humans. These agents, these robots are just going to be, they're going to be like the top 1%. They're going to be the best manipulators in the world. And it's going to be all of them. So like today, I don't know, maybe like 1 in 100 scammers is of a high intelligence and actually, could get one over on a, equally intelligent person. It's going to be, every scammer in the future is going to be that 1 in 100, right? They're going to be so much better. So to your point, probably good.
So, we keep talking about this as like, hey, all the things it can do for you on the positive. And that's because I think most of us in this room have like good intentions, but there's also going to be people that have bad intentions that have this stuff equally available to them. So there's the urgency to learn is not only for your own benefit, but your own protection at the same time.
Yeah, wild stuff. A few more in the chat about a husband defending wife for spending a couple $100 a month on an AI boyfriend, and then followed up with the New York Times article. She's in love with ChatGPT.
My wife can have an AI boyfriend if he takes out the trash. Deal? Humanoid robot, maybe.
Fair, I guess. Depends on what I guess appendages comes with the robot. I don't know. I kid, but I don't even know. We are maybe I'm getting uncomfortable. We get back to the pizza conversation. Blue, anything else? I want to get Bunchu out of here. We've ran a little long this morning. But appreciate you jumping up. Thanks for sharing some of the insight here on this stuff. Anything else?
No. Her the boyfriend's name is Leo. But a great show, man.
Appreciate you being here. Appreciate all the love in the chat. And to go real quickly, just a glimpse back, and then we'll give it to Bunch for any final comments on the entire conversation today. This is your courtesy of Weemy here. This is the current SWE chart this morning. Pretty bloody over there. The only positive news maybe for some is that the hacker appears to be buying ETH of all things with their proceeds. Looks like they bought already.
Well, then it's clearly not an intelligent AI agent.
60 million of ETH already to the has been swapped. So stay safe. But in all seriousness, really enjoyed the pizza conversation today. Really enjoyed the AI conversation. A lot out there this week. More coming today with the Anthropic update.
Yeah, I pinned that up top. So if anybody wants to check that out, I pinned a tweet up top that has not only somebody who's hosting kind of like a Discord watch party, like a live watch, if you wanted to do something like that, but also it just has links to all the YouTube stream links that you can kind of set reminders for and watch.
Awesome. I will I'll at least throw it on in the background, and if I don't, not anybody catch it, I'll check the recording, because it's just I'm going to make the poly market bet today, but I'm going to watch, like, kind of paper trade it, and if we see similar results, that may be my new monthly play, or quarterly, or however often they do these announcements, is just go in.
You know how we showed last week those maybe it was 2 weeks ago, the sites that kind of rank the LLMs.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, yep.
That is how they grade these wagers, by the way. Okay. So it is based on the ranking on these websites at the end of whatever period it is. So just in case you were wondering how they're settled.
And that's important to know how they're settled, but I don't even think I'm like, in my head, I'm not even playing it to get to the outcome and actually see the bet settle. I just want to, I think even if whatever Anthropic announces today that doesn't move the needle on the actual test, I think if they announce anything new that
Yeah,
captures
that
attention,
will increase in price.
exactly.
For sure.
People are going to go bet it thinking that, oh, maybe they leapfrog them. And that's the trade I want to. I just want to trade the sell the news, sell the announcement, basically.
That's why Polymarket's great. You can trade your shares in and out.
Yep. Bunch, anything we didn't get to today, whether AI Streets or Pizza Talk or anything else you were hoping to hit on?
I was actually very pleased with all the pizza talk. So don't apologize to me for that. That was incredible. I'm actually really interested in getting involved in the PizzaDAO just because it's like one of those things that I've always kind of had my eye on. So it was really cool to hear all of that stuff. The AI, it's just like a fire hose. There's so much crazy stuff coming out. And what I will say is like all this stuff that we're seeing in the main labs and like Web 2 companies with AI and agents, like imagine there's an inefficiency between that and the crypto and blockchain space and the cross section of like where AI plays there. And I think like we're all Web3 folks here. We're clearly all also, AI curious here. I would encourage you to kind of think about when you use these things, how can they enhance the things we're doing here in Web3 every day? Because I think there's just so much energy being poured into kind of enterprise and Web2 and all of these solutions people are building there. But I really think like AI and blockchain is this incredible opportunity. It's kind of like this untapped land, in my opinion. So, you can be innovative and first if you're paying attention.
Yeah, wholeheartedly agree. Great time to be alive and pay attention, participate. You don't need to know all the answers. You don't have to have it all figured out. Just start using it now. That way you are at least attempting to keep up with the rapid technological advancements and just start attempting to incorporate it all into your daily life. And I think you'll see some benefits. But with that, really appreciate everyone who tuned in today. Appreciate everyone who added to the conversation. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It was great. Always great to chat with Bunch, all things AI, and wasn't expecting to go as long on the pizza talk this morning, but we may have just created a couple new pizzerias. So I'm here for
looking forward to the first episode of Toss Boss
and Calzones with Cap. And there's a lot of good ones. I still think Rare Pizza might be the hit. I think Rare Pizza, especially in this area where there's not good pizza, it seems to we might have the winner there.
Well, there are NFTs called Rare Pizzas, so you could just be a really easy acquisition.
Let's do it. Hey, y'all, we'll be back tomorrow. The carousel, I'll pin all the way up to the left there. If you have not hit that, we've got a couple special guests tomorrow. One of our favorite spicy characters. I'm not sure if it's going to be spicy tomorrow or not. Actually, since Nick's lost last night, maybe we'll get a little spicy version. But we'll have a fun Friday show. Probably not as much pizza talk, but we will definitely have a fun show tomorrow with a few special guests. That carousel's up top. If you've not hit that reminder, go hit that, and let's we'll have a full house here for our guests tomorrow. And you'll enjoy the rest of the day. Appreciate all the support over in the abstract chat, over in YouTube. And as my guy Steve would say, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day, everyone.
Thanks for tuning into Coffee with Captain, powered by ApeCoin. We hope you enjoyed the show, and remember, nothing we discussed today is financial advice. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day.
Welcome to the future.